Well, no, it's just like
since 1 o'clock.
it's so difficult to do it like by yourself, you know, and try to build that air.
He likes to do
It was
it.
great. It was great.
He likes it. He's like, so difficult.
Well, first half
But I
would have been
prefer
bad.
to do it by myself.
What?
We didn't listen. We only did the second half, so you could have really blown it.
The first half was probably terrible.
Yeah.
He made up for it the
So
second
keep
half.
that. Yeah, keep that
By
perspective.
knocking it out of the water.
By calling 2 goals for the other team, yeah, no, it's worth it.
It's just more excitement.
That's right.
Even though it wasn't for us.
2 shots on goal, 2 goals in.
Yeah, isn't that nuts?
Yeah.
They literally didn't have a single chance in the first half, and then capitalized in the first 2 in the second. So that Jesus Ibarra from West Virginia, what do you think of him? I thought he was real solid. And then I was talking to HT the other day. They were down in West Virginia, and he said he was just all over the place. No. Another kid scored the hat trick.
I know what Ibarra.
Ibarra had 1, I think. The kid, he was their number 10, I think.
He had the hat trick.
No. Ibarra wasn't their 10. Their number 10 had the hat trick. Yeah. Like mid. I just heard him say mid for the year in the video. Yeah, I said it was cool. Cincinnati.
And now,
At halftime. Just have some halftime music.
Got him. I know he's hard to keep him on.
I know.
You don't
I
wanna
hope to
let-
be up here at halftime. We did a halftime dance party for the last game, so
That turned out well. I can watch that good stuff.
yeah, they were having fun. I mean, it's the first weekend. I know there's some graduation. Heck, this packed when I came in.
Oh yeah. Hey, these are head positions.
Yeah, they're never, they don't necessarily have to be here from for guys.
Yeah, we started the hype meeting. But I thought you guys
Yeah. Why?
Because he's just, I mean, he played every minute of every game.
I love that guy.
I love that style too.
Yeah.
So,
I was like, I'm gonna go. Oh wait, we have a game, right?
they announced that opening without even consulting us or talking to us about it. Not like we're required to be talked to. It's like you're opening it the same night you play the Bucks.
Yeah.
Sounds really weird. You're gonna live stream it there? Like,
It's Thursday. What are you gonna do about this? Who's gonna do this?
I emailed him. I was told interested, but at the end of the year, what's 10 minutes? We have something 10 minutes.
13 seconds.
We have
Yeah. Walk out and national anthem. But play the walkout song before the national anthem. Chirash Namjapa.
they just need to be here.
They're there, dude. They're ready. They're pumped and ready to go.
Oh, look, it's Celtic.
Yeah, right? And they have New Balance. That's Celtic to a T. Can they hear me? gonna get up here in a second. Help me up, grab his chair.
Welcome back. I'll be out of bed if we don't. If we finish today.
Yeah.
Don't finish like we did. You can either be here or you can go out. I was thinking of this. Can I get wireless set up out there?
I'm sure you can. I'm sure you can.
You can go on if not, you come back. Go use them.
That's all right. How is your knees feeling after cold air?
I've got sweats on, so I'm good.
I thought of bringing a blanket.
Ladies and gentlemen, we once again welcome you to the Northern Kentucky University Soccer Complex for tonight's matchup between the St. Louis Lions and your Cincinnati Dutch Lions FC. Tonight's game officials are referee Leland Grant, senior assistant referee Benjamin Hall Voltenheim, junior assistant referee Zachary McWhorter, and our fourth official is Jody Hitchell. And now the starting lineup for the St. Louis Lions. Number 1, Casey Clark. Number 6, Greg McCrudden. Number 8, Vadim Kodjakovic. Number 10, Justin Stinson. Number 15, Clint Gardner. Number 18, Jonah Garvin. Number 19, Joe Lamont. Number 20, Troy Reeves. Number 21, Christian Stipe. Number 27, Paul Millerina. Number 28, Evan Garcia. The head coach of the St. Louis Lions is Tony Glavin. And now, the starting lineup for your Cincinnati Dutch Lions FC. Starting in goal, number 1, Zeus de la Paz. Starting at defender, Kailash Nam Japana. Starting at forward is number 14, Matt Vesquenza. Starting at forward, number 16, Simpson Sergi. Starting at defender, number 17, Matt Nitz. Starting at forward, number 18, Peggy Nagacha. Starting at defender, number 20, Michael Malay. Starting at midfield, number 21, Jeremy DeHoe. Starting at forward, number 24, Ryan Malik. Starting at defender, number 25, Jamie Letty. And starting at midfield, number 26, Boris Retsovic. The head coach of your Lions is Sid Van Drunen. Assistant coaches are Terry Nickel, Brandon Ponchak, Jack Herman, and Floyd Loisy. Athletic training staff is provided by Mercy Health, and our team physician is Dr. Mark Galloway. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time we ask that you please rise and remove your hats for the national anthem.
Hello, welcome, and thank you for tuning in. I'm Evan Skilleter, set to bring you today's interdivisional PDL matchup as Cincinnati Dutch Lions FC welcome St. Louis Lions to the Northern Kentucky University Soccer Complex. St. Louis play in PDL's Heartland Conference, with St. Louis FC U23s, Chicago FC United, Des Moines Menace, and two Canadian sides, WSA Winnipeg and Thunder Bay Chill. St. Louis sits in second in that Heartland division, boasting a 2-1 record early on in the season. They're coached by former Scottish professional Tony Glavin, and they will line up like this. Across the back, defender Troy Reeves, Clint Gardner, Jonah Carbon, and Christian Street. In the midfield, there'll be three of them. One is Greg McCrudden, another Joe Lamont, and the third Justin Stinson. And across the top, Paul Miliarna, Vadim Kojakov, and Evan Garcia. Doing the goalkeeping will be Casey Clark. Dutch Lions are looking to climb out of the last spot in the Great Lakes Division table at the moment. Last time out, they suffered a loss at home to Derby City Rovers after surrendering a 1-0 halftime lead. And Dutch Lions will line up like this. They'll play four across the back: Kirash Namjapana, Jamie Letty, Michael Millay, and Matt Nance in his first appearance for Dutch Lions this season. Across the midfield, Jeremy DeHogue, Boris Rosevich, and Peggy Nagacha. This was Peggy's first match in the midfield, usually a forward. Across the top, Ryan Malink in his first start for Dutch Lions, Matt Vesquenza and Samson Sergi, and a familiar face in goal, Zeus De La Paz. Officiating today's matchup will be referee Leland Grant, senior assistant referee Benjamin Hall, and junior assistant referee Zachary McWhorter, and the fourth official will be Jody Mitchell. We're about ready for soccer here. Referee checking to see if both sides are ready, and we are underway in Cincinnati. St. Louis will control possession. We have two Lions today, so I'll try to be specific. Here's Ngacha in the midfield. That ball knocked away. And now a long ball played too wide out of reach and will roll out for a throw in. Right now, as we mentioned, Dutch Lions in the last spot in the Great Lakes Division table. The rest of the table looks not too bad as far as climbing out of that last spot goes. Right in front of them are Derby City Rovers, and they just have 4 points so far this season. Dutch Lions with 3, so a good chance today to grab some points and, like we said, climb that table. Here's Ngacha in the midfield. As we said earlier, first start in the midfield for Peggy, and he's going to be whistled for a foul, just grabbing onto the jersey there of number 6, Greg McCrudden. St. Louis Lions looking a bit like Celtic FC out of Scotland with the green striped uniforms, New Balance branded. And here's Dutch Lions now in possession as Vesquenza grabs that ball. Vesquenza tries to get it inside, but that ball cleared away. Now Millay will just head that back to Zeus. And Dutch Lions will look to start from the back. Still in the top spot in the Great Lakes Division is KW United. That's where they've been all season long. They are 3-1 with 9 points, right ahead of West Virginia Chaos, who have 7 points after beating Dayton Dutch Lions 4-0 this past week. Now Key sticks himself in there and gets it away, but still in possession with St. Louis. That ball kicked out, but a foul going to be called on Boris Rosevich as Joe Lamont tried to get around him. Just a little trip there from Rosevich, and the free kick will be taken by Christian Stite. Takes that across the field to Migliarna. Little back and forth action as Vesquenza tries to get it, but Migliarna ends up with it. Dutch Lions really sagging back, absorbing some of this pressure, and a man down for Dutch Lions as that ball gets over the top. Millay able to kick that one away before the referee blows his whistle. I'm trying to see who that is. If it's a defender, it could be Letty. I do believe that's who it is. Trainer will have a look at Letty. You never want to see a guy go down, period, but especially not this early in the match, just the 4th minute now. And in in PDL, 6 subs allowed per side. So using one up still gives you 5 options later on in the match, but always nice to save those. Mentioned earlier, St. Louis Lions play in the Heartland Division. That's still a division in the Central Conference, which is, of course, home to the Great Lakes Division that Cincinnati Dutch Lions play in. Currently, St. Louis FC U23s are in first in that division with 7 points. They're 2-0-1. St. Louis FC, the under 23 team for St. Louis FC of the USL. That a familiar side to Cincinnati, as FC Cincinnati play in that same division. Then you have St. Louis Lions in second, Chicago FC United in third with 4 points in 2 matches. Des Moines Menace out in Iowa, they're in fourth, but also with 4 points and just behind in goal differential. WSA Winnipeg second last in that division, 0-4-1 with a goal differential of -8, which is the largest negative separation in the Central Conference. And then rounding out that division, Thunder Bay Chill, who, according to the PDL website, have not played a match quite yet. They're still working on some players on the field, and as we do, we'll just take a minute to remind you that when customers choose Mercedes-Benz of Fort Mitchell for a new or pre-owned car, they receive much more than a stunning vehicle. They are entered into a relationship with Greater Cincinnati's premier luxury dealership, and that relationship means a superb experience during every visit. A Mercedes-Benz isn't an ordinary vehicle, and you shouldn't settle for an ordinary dealership. Visit MBFM off Interstate 7175 at exit 188. I'm not sure, I'm not watching the stream with you, but I'm not sure if they're showing you what's going on in the field. I sure hope not, as it looks like we might have had a sick player on the field. Letty helping clean up that mess. And it appears as though he'll stay on. I don't see any substitutes warming up, but he looks like he will continue to play. And it is warm out there. I don't know the exact temperature, but I do know that it's definitely one of the warmer days that we've had in a while. Near 80s, actually sunny and 83 according to the official stats. And it looks like we are just about ready for play. And the referee blows his whistle and the ball comes in. So we will start from the back after about a 3.5 minute delay. We're back underway. Ball played back to the goalkeeper, Clark. Now a deep ball played for number 28, Evan Garcia, up the left, but that's going to be out of his reach. Early on, we've seen a couple of those long diagonal balls played, and in Cincinnati Dutch Lions' last matchup, we saw quite the same as Derby City looked to play balls over the top. That ball kicked deep, and De La Paz will grab that one. And he'll patiently wait for things to develop up the field before sending it into play. Now he'll send it deep. Little jostle before Rosevich grabs that one and sends it out for Vasquenza on the left. A little bit of space. He's working on Troy Reeves. Now played in to the box. Falls to the feet of Peggy and Gotcha, who can't get his foot on it toward the goal. And now here come St. Louis in transition, but a foul called. That foul on number 24, Ryan Malink, his first start of the season, second appearance for Cincinnati Dutch Lions. Now Greg McCrudden will send this down the field. Bit of a change for Cincinnati in the back is Charlie Rolls, generally the starter in the left, but getting a little well-deserved break as Matt Nance starts his first match for Cincinnati Dutch Lions. Matt Nance was a member of the United States U17 pool, which means he was up for selection in that squad, so a very promising young player playing for Cincinnati Dutch Lions today. Now here's Rosevich, gets that back out to Nance, and they'll play it back to Letty. Letty gets it to Ngacha. Nice turn there from Malink, and he's going to be grabbed and fouled by Jonah Garbin. So dangerous spot for a free kick here. This is DeHogue lining up over top of it. Looks like number 8, the captain for this team, Vadim Kojakov, not happy with the spot of the ball, and he places it where he wants it. But this is Ngacha and DeHogue lining up over top of it. DeHogue's going to take that, puts it on goal. Now a header over the top from Ryan Millay, who comes in from the back, Michael Millay. And a great chance there. DeHogue played the knuckler. Clark unable to handle it, and Millay just heads it over the bar. Great chance, though, early on here for Dutch Lions.
Become a fan of the PDL on Facebook. Visit facebook.com/USLPDL for exclusive league news and interactive
Now Clark will play that from the back. Make sure you become a fan of the PDL on Facebook. You can visit facebook.com/USLPDL for exclusive league news and interactive content. This ball played deep, headed by Malink. Ball hasn't touched the ground for a while. There it goes in the midfield. And Gotcha just boots that one out. Throw in for St. Louis. Now Letty gets it back, and De La Paz closed off by number 27 there, Paul Magliarna, but able to get that ball away. Now in the midfield with Rosevich. Now ball kicked out for a throw to Dutch Lions. Ball played all the way back for De La Paz. Now Millay. He's got Key on the right. And if you haven't watched yet this season, if I say Key, I'm referring to Kirash Namjapana. Quite a mouthful to say. He goes by Key, so we call him that on the broadcast. Key, a member of the University of Kentucky Wildcat Soccer Club. Kicks that one away. And a foul going to be called on Rosevich as he fouls Vadim Kojakov. Now ball played down the right side. This is Troy Reeves, who almost loses possession, but it stays with St. Louis until Paul Magliarna kicks that out for a Dutch Lions throw. Now back to De La Paz. Outside of that first chance for Dutch Lions, not really much going on in either scoring third in this match.
as Malay plays that one deep. This is Ngacha on the end. Nice little touch off the chest. He's strong. He keeps that one. He crosses it in, but that's going to be gobbled up by Clark. Nice job there. Great control by Ngacha, and Clark almost throws that to the wrong team as Ngacha kind of closes down. Referee saw a little grab there but played advantage, and now Dutch Lions get it at midfield. Vesquenza loses that one now to the foot of Magliarna. Now Reeves plays one deep. He's got a man on goal now, and referee does hold up the flag for offside a bit late. Not quite sure if he was going to call that, as Kojikov on goal closing down on De La Paz. Great ball played by Reeves, but like we said, this is a familiar style of play to Dutch Lions as they defended Derby City on Tuesday, doing the exact same thing over and over and over again. And that time, able to avoid giving up a goal to an offside call. Now a foul going to be called. Excuse me, a throw in here. Oh, correct myself a second time. A foul was called. Looked like it was called on Magliarna. And DeHogue lines up over the top of that one as our announcer fumbles his microphone. So here's DeHogue. First start at home on the season for DeHogue as he plays that one in, but straight to Clark as it made its way over the head of all the attacking players forward for Dutch Lions. Approaching 15 minutes played here, minus the 3 that we took to clean up a mess on the field. That ball booted deep, and Malay able to keep that one away, and Letty clears it, but only as far as Reeves. Reeves still with it on the right now, tries to play that one in, and he finds Magliarna. Now that ball finally taken back by Dutch Lions and kicked out for a throw. Not much action on the left side for St. Louis so far today. All the buildup has been on the right or over the top in the middle. Now Kojikov with the ball on the right. Ball comes into the box. Nice tackle there, and a nice job by Malay clearing that ball out, but only as far as Stinson. Stinson lines up and tries to take that one, and it goes out for a goal kick. Great job by Kojikov there on the line, though, getting possession back for his team and generating a small chance. Nothing too threatening, though. Now here's Malay. He'll send it up and over the head of number 24. That's Ryan Malink. The ball cleared back to the midfield and bopped up in the air by Letty. Letty will get this one back off the head of Evan Garcia, but a foul called that time on Malink. Now St. Louis will line up for a free kick just short of midfield. This ball booted forward, headed by Letty. Letty, a tough center back, a lot of length and size. Very few times you see him not win a header. When he has the opportunity, he's going to boot that one away, though, for a throw. This ball tossed in on the right. That's Magliarna. He gets it back to McCrudden. They're going to go all the way back to Clark. And that ball almost given up once again by Clark as number 16 there, Samson Sergi, a scorer in 2 straight matches leading up to this match, was closing that one down. Now ball back with De La Paz, and he'll get it to the left. This is Matt Nance. Now Rosovic tries to turn that one, but cut off nicely by Joe Lamont. Peggy tries to get it back in the midfield. Great physical play there by Peggy, and now called for a foul. And I suppose I should mention that when I refer to Peggy, that's Ngacha's first name. Goes by Peggy on the squad and often referred to as Peggy on the broadcast. Now out to the left, headed away by Malink in the midfield with Ngacha. He'll send that one deep and out for a throw to St. Louis. Stite will toss this one in. Kojakov zeroing in on Letty, who's able to get that one away, and Sergi tries to get it for Cincinnati but can't. Now St. Louis in possession. This is McCrudden. Plays that one deep, headed away by Nance. Only to Reeves though. Reeves tries to play it in for McCrudden, and he's going to boot this one out for a throw.
Dutch Lions would like to thank Mercy Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine.
Right now, while your Dutch Lions are on the field, Global Business Solutions, high-performance IT and technology solutions are always on, powering and protecting the Lions' IT infrastructure. Learn more about how GBS can accelerate your organization at gbs-inc.com. That's gbs-inc.com.
For more information, go to mercymovesyou.com. That's mercymovesyou.com.
This ball played in, that's Kojakov, but he's in an offside position, and that shot goes over the bar, but doesn't matter. Approaching now 20 minutes played. It'll be played back to De La Paz as Dutch Lions look to play it from the back. Only one really good chance for Dutch Lions as the Hogs free kick bounced off of Clark, and the follow-up by Malay just over the bar as Key is fouled there. Now here's the Hug. An attempted touch pass there by Sergi. Unable to complete it, but Dutch Lions will have the throw on the right side. Throw in for Sergi. Key tries to kick that one and keep it in, but out for a St. Louis throw.
Follow and USL PDL on Twitter to become a PDL League Insider. Join club conversations.
Stite throwing it in. Ends up with De Hoog. And Malay will go back to De La Paz. Malay, a University of Cincinnati product, staying close to home to play this summer. Ball booted out all the way down the pitch for a goal kick. Quite a few soccer clubs in St. Louis, as the USL has St. Louis FC and 2 St. Louis squads in this PDL division, but the city just voted down not too long ago a chance to bid on an MLS franchise. So a fairly interesting move, as seems like soccer is pretty popular there in St. Louis, but not interested in the big franchise from MLS. Now here's Sergi on the right. He looks to cross it in and does. Peggy's in the middle, but that's going to go to Vesquenza. Vesquenza with the chance, and he just gets his arm on it as he tries to put that off his chest onto his right foot, but unable to. Nice cross there by Sergi as it found Vesquenza open, but chance wasted there by that handball. Speaking of MLS, folks in Cincinnati very eager and hopeful to get their side into the MLS, and by their side I mean FC Cincinnati, as Malay Heads that back to De La Paz. FC Cincinnati, quite an impressive club. Generate quite a few fans. Been to a couple matches, and every time I've been there, over 20,000 fans, which is very, very impressive. Now a cross comes in, that's Sergi. He heads it out for number 24, Malink. Malink to DeHogue. Back to Malink. Now he'll play that on the ground, but straight to St. Louis. Little fight there. Rosevich gets it back. Here's Visquenza. He shoots off the back of Sergi, though. And now Clark will call off his defenders and gobble that up. And he'll send it out right to Troy Reeves. FC Cincinnati on Wednesday, just a couple days ago, winning a U.S. Open Cup match at home against Louisville City, and they will play host to Columbus Crew of MLS next round. I believe that game is on the 14th, Wednesday the 14th. So here, is that next week? 2 weeks, here in 2 weeks. So very exciting for the city of Cincinnati. Be able to host an MLS side in a big cup match. They took care of Louisville City 1-0 in a tightly contested match. It seems like every time Louisville comes to town, it's a very contested matchup. Two cities on the Ohio River, very familiar with each other. Now ball out for a throw in the corner. Out for a corner kick. This will actually be, if I'm not mistaken, I can't see down there very well. It'll actually be a throw in. Ball played into the box now right to De La Paz. It's that one spot on the pitch that I can't see very well from the press box. There's a great facility here at Northern Kentucky, and with great facilities comes, in this case, a very nice balcony that just impedes my vision down there on the left side. So now here's Jamie Letty. Back and forth with DeHoog now to Ngacha in the midfield. Ngacha's first appearance in the midfield this season, playing in the number 10 role. Here's Malay. He's got Key on the right. Malay tries that pass. It goes off of number 6, Greg McCruden, for a throw.
Right now, while your Dutch lines are on the field, local
now back into Letty, who drops back to the back line to grab that one. Now Nance. Nance plays his college soccer at the University of Xavier, or I guess Xavier University. Get that one right when you're talking about Cincinnati. Here's Rosevich, plays a nice ball to Vesquenza. Vesquenza tries to get in, and he falls in nothing doing, says the referee, as Clark gobbles that one up. Nice ball played in there, but Vesquenza just unable to stay on his feet and get control of it. Some more good build-up play by Dutch Lions as that ball's booted down the field and to the feet of Rosevich. And a foul call, just a little trip there on Kojikov. And DeHoog lines up over this one. He gets to Vesquenza. Vesquenza tries to get it to Sergi, and now he plays the ball in and just out of reach of Malink. And Clark will pick that one up. Ball played and kicked out by DeHoog. We mentioned Facebook, but you can also follow at USLPDL on Twitter to become a PDL League insider, join club conversations, and track notable alumni through their pro careers. That's at USLPDL on Twitter. Now ball in the midfield. Booted forward for Sergi. That ball out for a throw off Sergi's head. I'm looking down at the crowd, and before the match it looked a little sparse, but starting to pick up here as the game moves on. Now here's Vasquenza on the left. He crosses that one in with his left, but into the stomach of Clint Gardner. St. Louis FC able to get this one away. Now Kojikov loses it off Nance. Here's Nance. And that ball kicked away by Rosovic. Now in the midfield, Gotcha working on number 6, Magruden. And Gotcha going to be called for pulling on a jersey. Referee quickly lets him know that that's 2 fouls on him, and the next one will likely result in a yellow card caution. Now here's Vasquenza. He gets it to Sergi. Sergi tries to get it back to Vasquenza. Vasquenza's got it, tries to get it to his right, but closed off nicely, and Clark going to pick that one up. Seen quite a bit of 1-2 action from Sergi and Vasquenza on the left side today. Nothing doing so far. Now here's Kojikov, and he called for offside once again. Not happy about that one, but that's about 3 times they've tried the same build-up, and this one will be brought back. Nike is a proud sponsor of the PDL. You can follow at Nike Soccer on Twitter for all the latest Nike soccer information. Now ball on the right with Kirash Namjapana. And that ball just out of his reach, and will go actually out on Evan Garcia for a throw to Dutch Lions. Taken quickly to Ngacha, goes right between his legs though, and into St. Louis possession. Here's Kojikov. Played back for Stinson. And back to Kojikov, and now he hit from behind by Malay, and that free kick taken quickly. Now Japan, a nice job though on, looks like number 10 there. It's Justin Stinson. Now out quickly to Nance with plenty of space. Nance plays that on the ground to Ngacha. Great ball played by him. Now here's Vasquenza on the left. He tries to play it in, and that goes off of a St. Louis player, and that will stay in. Now referee will blow for stoppage. It looks like it hit number 20 on the far side, Troy Reeves.
Nike is a proud sponsor of the PDL.
Not sure where it hit him, possibly in the throat. We'll have another break and play for injury. Looks like we're back and ready for play as Troy Reeves up and on the sideline waiting to come back in. Looks like we'll have a drop ball to restart play here. Played back to De La Paz. 33 minutes gone from the matchup, and we might have about 5 or so minutes of those injury time. This ball sent deep off the head of Sergi. Lands with Rosovic. Played out to Malay. Ball tried to play in to Sergi, but out of reach and back to the paws of Clark. Referee allows Reeves to enter again. This ball sent deep by Clark. Nice header by Letty to Ngacha in the midfield, but he's dispossessed. Here's St. Louis. This is Joe Lamont. A little touch pass there by Magliarna. Rolls out for a Dutch Lions throw. Now Letty and Nance play a little 1-2. Now Kojikov gets that one. He crosses that one in, but no one really able to catch up to him. That ball kicked out for what will be our first corner kick of the match. Number 10 will take this one. That's Justin Stinson. He's got 4 teammates in the box. Now 5 and 6 come in. Ball played in. Headed up by Letty. And De La Paz able to come in and get that one away and out for a St. Louis throw. Reeves will come over to throw this one in. Looks like a long throw on the horizon. Thrown into the box, headed by Kojikov, then away by DeHoog. That ball sent high up into the air and behind for a goal kick.
Dutch inspired, American made. Stop at Lissa
De La Paz plays that one in quickly.
Covington for Bitterballen, Dutch fillet, or have a signature cocktail.
I'll make him try again.
Patio overlooking the Cincinnati
Ball has to
skyline.
stop before you can send it back into play.
4 p.m. to 11 p.m.
Referee not satisfied by that one, so we'll take it again. Here's Key. Key gets it to Rosovic. Back to Letty. Now with Vesquenza. He pops that one up. Sergi able to get on the end of that one. Now Letty over to DeHoog. DeHoog plays back for Malay. To the midfield with Rosovic. Rosovic with some space to work. Now that pass knocked away by Jonah Garbin. And now with Malay. A couple passes deflected here in the midfield. As both teams kind of struggling to get anything going. That pass from Sergi intercepted. Now on the left side, this is Evan Garcia. Garcia to Kojikov. Now Stinson. This is Gardner and Jonah Garbin. Gardner and Garbin in the middle of that defense for St. Louis. Now Ngacha able to intercept that one and get it to Letty. Nance back to Ngacha. Fights off a defender, now to Malay. Still only one shot on goal in this match, and that was to Dutch Lions early on. Now Ngacha, nice turn. He's got Key, and he'll give it to him. Key, a nice touch there to get inside. Now outside with Malink. Malink crosses this one in and knocked away, but not far. Malink gets that on his head and now cleared away by St. Louis, but sent back in by Malay. Ball up in the air. Key wanted a foul, doesn't get it. And as he looks at the referee, St. Louis able to clear. Now Nance tries to send that one deep, but Gets all the way back to Clark. Now ball knocked off Key for a throw to St. Louis. And Malay going to be called for a foul on Kojikov. Decent position for a free kick here for St. Louis. Number 19, Joe Lamont. Looks like he will line up over this ball. And Lamont plays it in. Headed away by DeHogue. And Gotcha gets his head on that one. Now outside of Vasquenza. Vasquenza plays that one deep. Sergi chases it down, but he'll give up and let Clark take that one. Now here's Reeves on the right. Into the 40th minute now. Another ball played for Kojikov. This time Kojikov is through. Malay trying to close down on him. Kojikov on the right. And Malay does a nice job tracking that one down and ushering it out for another corner kick to St. Louis. We've been trying that quite a few times here today. And that time Kojikov finally gets something he can run onto. But Malay, nice job closing down and knocking it out. Looks like Stinson will take this one. He sends it in. Low driving ball. Nice header away by Letty. Now they'll get it back on the right. This ball sent in and into the grasp of De La Paz. Nice ball there. Couple chances there for St. Louis, and now Vasquenza off to the races on the left. He's working on Garcia. Vasquenza gets around him. He's going to have a chance here. Pulls that one back. Sends that in. This is Rosovic. Rosovic with the shot knocked away. Great defending there in the middle. That was number, looks like 18. Jonah Garbin, one of the center defenders, blocking that shot. A great chance for Rosovic, though. Now here comes St. Louis. This ball played nicely to the left. This is Evan Garcia, except Garcia called for offside.
YouTube is the league's official online video home, offering live games and featured content. Subscribe for free to the PDL YouTube channel today.
So here's Letty. He gets it to Vasquenza. Nice job by Nance getting it back to Vasquenza. Pulls it back. Get it back to DeHoog. Now over to Key. Now Key gets it to Rosovic, and there'll be a foul called here. And a yellow card. This is the first caution of the match. In the 42nd minute, as looked like 19, Joe Lamont called for a tough tackle there as Key gets back up. He looks to be okay.
The House of Orange Sports Bar and Grill will be opening June 8th at 5th and Johnson in Covington. A great party spot to watch.
Good
all
news
your
for
favorite sports. Over 40 60-inch TVs.
Cincinnati and Northern Kentucky area, as the House of Orange Sports Bar and Grill is opening June 8th at 5th and Johnson in Covington. That's this Thursday. Great party spot to watch all your favorite sports, over 40 60-inch TVs. So find us on Facebook at House of Orange Covington or Twitter at House of Orange SB. So a free kick in a similar spot that DeHoog put on goal that registered a chance for Malay early on. We'll see if he tries to attempt the same thing. He does. That ball driven and into the hands of Clark. Not quite as hard of a shot as the first attempt, and Clark having no problems handling that one. So this Thursday, House of Orange Sports Bar and Grill opens up. Place I'm very excited about. Looks great, sounds great. Now Vesquenza called for a foul here. The referee will reach into his pocket again. And this time, a yellow caution to Dutch Lions in the 44th minute. So referee stays out of his pocket until after 40 minutes played, and rightfully so. He's done a nice job here controlling this match and making sure things don't get out of hand, and a couple rough fouls there warranted the cautions. This ball played deep. Up in the air, headed away by Key. Now a shot comes in and saved by De La Paz, no problem, as Justin Stinson plays that volley in. Now here's Letty. They switch fields to Malay. Malay's pass to Malink. Malay and Malink linking up. Here's Ngacha to Key. Nice little touch pass back to Ngacha. And now Malink. And little slow to pass that one, and a foul called this time on DeHoog. Right before midfield. As he runs into Stinson. Approaching 45 minutes played here. We'll be interested to see how much stoppage time. The referee will come back and speak with Malay, the captain. And this will be taken by Gardner. Still waiting on the official word on stoppage time. Ball over with Reeves. Now ball with Kojikov. Kojikov's on his left. He gets that out to Garcia. Garcia shoots, and that one's going to be wide. Decent effort there, though, by Garcia, just putting that one wide. Still not necessarily a shot on goal. And as far as those go, 2 for each team here in the first half. Still 0-0. 1 minute of stoppage has been played. This will be played to Malay. Here's Letty. This ball will be played back to De La Paz. Play it deep to Key, who has a little bit of space. Instead, he turns and gets this back to Malay, and they'll try again. Now here's Letty, taking it up himself. He plays that one deep. Malink trying to get on the end of this one. He will. Malink plays it back for Vesquenza. Almost trips over the ball. Gathers his feet, and now DeHoog. Now ball played in by Nance. Malink, excuse me. Now Reeves gets it out for Magliarna, and he will just run this one out for a throw to Dutch Lions. It comes in quickly for DeHoog. We'll have another throw. 2.5 minutes into stoppage time. Here's Rosovic. Cross to Malay. Some space for Malay. This ball played in over the head of Sergi and into Clark's hands. Clark motions for his team to go forward. He'll send it deep. This headed in the air. Ngacha in the midfield. This is McCrudden taken away by Ngacha. Referee plays advantage. He plays that outside. This is Vesquenza. Vesquenza cuts back inside and knocked down. No foul called by the referee. Ball still in play. This is Ngacha. Now ball tried to get in by DeHoog and cleared away. Still some pressure here. Sergi on the ball, and he tries to get it out for Vesquenza, but that will roll out for a throw. A decent chance there for Sergi. If he would have perhaps turned inside, maybe would have had a shot there. Instead, tried to get it to Vesquenza on the outside. And just behind him and out for a throw. Reeves will grab this one. Zeroing in on 4 minutes of stoppage time played. Ball in the midfield. Here's Ngacha. Rosovic. And pass back to St. Louis FC, and that will do it. Excuse me, St. Louis Lions. That'll do it for the first half, as 2 shots on goal for each team result in 0 goals. We'll have 15 minutes until the second half begins. Hope you stick around, and we'll see you then.
Camp dates are June 6th and 7th and June 19th and 20th, and a 6-week camp through June and July. For more information, email info@cdlfc.com or find it on our website at cdlfc.com. Global Business Solutions is proud to be the official IT and technology services provider for your Cincinnati Dutch Lions.
Pretty bad.
They're up to control.
Are they?
Not even a half. Jeez, Cincinnati's probably not going to win either.
Here we go.
Looks like in the 42nd minute, Louisville had a golden chance in the box. 2 players tried to shoot at the same time. And it didn't go well.
Hey, do you know George Davis III is from Lima?
Yeah.
The lighted guy. Probably played with Jake Graham. Were you here for Jake Graham? Gotcha.
I mean, literally, I like 2 weeks after I interviewed.
Gotcha. Yeah. They can hear us through this. Yeah. Can we turn this off at halftime? Oh, okay.
Can you unplug it?
That's alright. We're fine.
I can plug it.
Hey!
Someone tell me the announcement.
I might need another water. No, I'm serious.
I got a pencil up there.
You guys need anything? Water. Get it yourself.
BFC Cincinnati. Shots had some corner. I don't know. I really don't know.
But it can't be a park, right?
Sure hope not.
Remember that one of the best ways to stay up with what's happening in the PDL is through social media. You can stay up to date with what's happening throughout the league's top prospects at the new USLPDL.com. You can download the PDL mobile app today to keep track of your favorite teams. You can also become a fan of the PDL on Facebook. Visit facebook.com/USLPDL for exclusive league news and interactive content. Follow us on Twitter at USLPDL and become a PDL League Insider. You can join club conversations, track notable alumni throughout their pro careers. Nike is a proud sponsor of the PDL, and you can follow them at Nike Soccer on Twitter for all the latest Nike soccer information. Also, YouTube is the league's official online video home, offering live games and featured content. Subscribe for free to the PDL YouTube channel today.
Welcome back to today's broadcast of PDL Soccer. And as the teams take the field, we'll read you some stats. Not too much to report from the first half, other than the fact that there have been 17 fouls in this game so far. Cincinnati Dutch Lions with 11 of those, and St. Louis Lions with 6. And I must mention that right before halftime, I did refer to St. Louis Lions as FC St. Louis or St. Louis FC, one of the two. I did correct myself, but I'll be sure to apologize to the St. Louis Lions faithful, because I understand that that is quite a rivalry between the two squads. And going forward, I'll try to avoid any more confusion. No substitutions to report for halftime as these teams get ready to begin action in the second half. Some other stats for you. There have been 2 shots for each team. St. Louis Lions with 2 corner kicks to Cincinnati Dutch Lions 0. And as far as offside are concerned, 4 for St. Louis and none for Cincinnati thus far. Teams lined up and ready to begin play. 45 more minutes to be played here in the second half. And any stoppage time that the referee decides to have. And we are back underway with DeHogue. He gets it back to Millay. Millay and Letty place him back and forth. Now Key. Key back to DeHogue. Now to Letty. Now to Nance, the Xavier product. Nance's pass knocked away, but DeHogue gets it back. Now Millay gets it to DeHogue again. Now Key on the right. Key to Malink. Malink to Peggy. Peggy tries to keep his feet as the ball is taken away by St. Louis. And now they go the other way. This is Magliana in the midfield. Now, ball falls to Key's feet. And he'll play it back to De La Paz. Now Millay to Key, who just keeps it in. And Dutch Lions will stay in the back. Now Peggy falls, but gets back up as Vesquenza heads it to him. Peggy with some space in the midfield. He tries to get that one off, but the ball just squeaks through, and Clark will gobble this one up. Official attendance announced at 270 today on this beautiful northern Kentucky night. Sun shining, just around 80 degrees here at the Northern Kentucky University Soccer Complex. Here's Peggy on the ball. Gets it back to Millay. Peggy turns, tries to get it around his man. Now gets it to DeHogue. Now Letty out to Nance. He'll play it to Rosovic. Rosovic gets it into Vesquenza. Vesquenza puts it over the top. Now ball in the box and cleared away nicely, but only as far as Millay. Now that ball taken away. This is Kojikov. And again, Millay able to close him off and force him to backtrack and that ball out for a St. Louis throw. Now Key intercepts that one. Now it's with Peggy in the midfield. That pass, though, intercepted. Nice tackle there. That was number 19, Joe Lamont. That ball not able to get over Letty's head. And it'll be cleared to the midfield. Malink tried to get his foot on that one, but it'll stay with St. Louis. And now Peggy in the midfield. Nice tackle there by Greg McGrudin. Before Peggy could get around him into some space. Now a throw to Dutch Lions on the far side. Tells Key to back up just a little bit before this throw in. Malay able to get that ball over the head of Kojikov. And a great tackle there by Key. Ball stays in. Here's Malink. He gets that to Rosovic with some space. And Rosovic tried to play one outside to Nance, but that ball well off target and rolls out for a St. Louis throw. This will be Reeves. Now Rosovic got on the end of that one to DeHoog. DeHoog plays that one deep. This is Nance on the left. Reeves able to get ahead on it. And Nance lets it roll out for a throw. He takes it quickly. Here's Rosovic with some space. Rosovic plays it inside. Now a little back pass to Peggy. Peggy unable to get past a nice tackle. There's Justin Stinson. Excuse me, that was number 18, Jonah Garbin, with the great tackle to prevent a shot from Peggy. Now a foul called by the referee and a free kick at midfield for St. Louis. Tough to see those front numbers from where I stand. Looks like Stinson took that one. Now a little back heel flip. Kojikov. Now a foul called as the referee's going to call that one back. No advantage played by the referee, as it looked like St. Louis could have been in on goal as Magliarna had a chance to get in on De La Paz, but ball will come back for a free kick. Now 2 Lions over top of the ball. That's Stinson as well as Garbin. Stinson will take this one. It goes into the box and header well wide as Evan Garcia gets on the end of that one with no Dutch Lions in sight, but unable to put that on frame. Nice ball played in though, and a good chance early on for St. Louis Lions. Now DeHoog sends this one out right to Key. Key, a good touch off the chest. He gets it to Peggy. Peggy and Gotcha on the ball. Plays that one in. This is Sergi on the right side. He crosses that one in and played out by Reeves. Nice recovery there to prevent a chance. Now a foul going to be called on the far side. Little grab of the shoulders. That's number 28, Garcia, who just had that chance in the box. And now a free kick in a threatening position for Dutch Lions. This will be DeHoog over the top of it. 6 Dutch Lions in the center. Key out to the right. Nance and Malay hang back. DeHoog awaits the referee's whistle. Now here it comes. Crossed into the box, off the wall, and headed away. And a foul going to be called by the referee once again on Cincinnati Dutch Lions. Excuse me. Foul going to be called on St. Louis. Cincinnati will have a similar free kick. Doug will try to avoid the wall on this one. Here's DeHoog over the top. Ball comes in. Headed toward goal, off the post. Ball still up in the air and behind the goal as Letty got his big body in front of the goal and put a head on it. And that's probably the best chance of the game for Dutch Lions. And unfortunately, still 0-0 here as we reach the 54th minute played. Couple great balls played in by DeHogue today. And that time, Letty's big frame got on the end of it. And out for a goal kick. This ball in the midfield. Cleared up. That's Letty, though. Nice touch to Vasquenza. Vasquenza on the left, working on Reeves. Takes a touch to his left. Now he's in the box, and it'll be closed off. Still in play, and Clark able to pounce on that one. And he'll take that throw quickly. Nice work there by Vasquenza, though. Getting into the box. This pass intercepted by Key. Now he gets it to Peggy. Now a little tussle in the midfield. Ball ends up with St. Louis. St. Louis on the break. And that is going to be called offside by a couple body lengths. That's Paul Migliarna trying to get behind the defense. And technically he did succeed in getting behind the fence, but in that situation, not allowed. Now here's Vasquenza with a little bit of space to work with. He's got Nance and he plays it to him. Nance on his left, crosses this one in on the ground, touch. Doesn't go toward goal. As a great ball played on the ground, and Sergi with a chance to score his third in 3 matches. Can't get on the end of it, and it goes out for a Cincinnati throw. It's great work on the left by Vasquenza and by Nance. Nance in his first match for Cincinnati Dutch Lions. Almost on the board with his first assist as well. But a couple good chances in a row here for Dutch Lions as they start to threaten. Muninghoff, Lang & Company is a regional accounting firm serving businesses throughout the Midwest. The company has over 33 years experience in public accounting with strong international connections. Now, Lions with a quick chance in transition. That ball knocked away, though, by Key. Still danger on the left side. Now ball played in. This is Garcia. Garcia tries to get on the end of it and can't get a touch as that ball rolls out for a goal kick. Quick build-up play, though. I didn't even have a chance to look up from this announcement sheet before the ball went into the box. But St. Louis still not able to register a shot on that build-up. Now here's De La Paz. He sends it deep to the midfield. Sergi gets his head on it. And referee blows this one dead. We have a player down hitting the head. Referee does a nice job there, stopping play and having that player checked out, as head injuries definitely nothing to take lightly, especially in a contact sport with no helmets.
Dutch-inspired, American-made.
Looks like the referee going to pull out a yellow card here on that challenge by Sergi. So this will be the second yellow card for Dutch Lions. He's coming in the 58th minute.
Reservations recommended. Find us on Facebook or Twitter at LISSE5215.
And now Greg McCrudden. We have 2 cards actually. One on Ngacha and one on Sergi. The referee signals that both of them just got a little bit mouthy with him. So the dissent results in a yellow card for both players. Now we'll have a drop ball to restart play. Vasquenza sends that back to Clark to restart here. Now here's number 21, Stite, on the ball on the far side. Stite gets it to Garcia. That ball rolls out for St. Louis throw. It'll be taken quickly. Kojikov working on Malay. Malay, nice job getting that ball off Kojikov and out for a Dutch Lions throw. We're into the 60th minute here. Still no substitutions. 6 for both sides. Now a nice move there on the left to St. Louis, and that will go out for a St. Louis goal kick. That was, or excuse me, corner kick. And that was Justin Stinson winning that for his team. This will be the third corner for St. Louis of the day. Here comes an in-swinger. Over the head of every player on the pitch, and Ngacha runs that one down. He's on the left. He gets it up. Attempted for Vasquenza. Nice job by Christian Stite cutting that one out, though. Now here's Reeves. Ngacha gets that off Reeves, but out for a St. Louis throw. Ball comes in. This is Migliarna, excuse me. And a nice job there by Letty, not letting that ball in. Now Letty plays this one quick. This is up to Sam Sergi. Sergi with nowhere to go pulls that one back to Vasquenza. Still threatening, though, our Dutch Lions. Now a little 1-2, and Sergi hits that off of a St. Louis player, and it'll be cleared down the pitch and out for a throw. Now, Ngacha looks like he is possibly suffering from some cramping. And the referee will signal for the physician to come onto the field. And do you know of someone with a bad knee or shoulder? Go to the experts of Mercy Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine. Their specialists are well respected throughout greater Cincinnati and northern Kentucky and provide orthopedic and sports medicine care for several teams in the area, including the Cincinnati Bengals. Mercy Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine is here for you. For more information, go to mercymovesyou.com. That's mercymovesyou.com. Nice job by the Mercy Health staff attending to Ngacha. We'll look to get play restarted here with a throw for Cincinnati. This will be Nance to throw it in. The Hoog back to Nance, and Nance clears it forward. Now St. Louis with possession. This is Kojikov. He plays it deep. That's Garcia on the left. And Key just ushers this one out for a Dutch Lions free kick. Excuse me, goal kick.
The House of Warren Sports Bar and Grill is opening June 8th at 5th and Johnson in Covington. Great party spot to watch all your favorite sports over 40, 60 inch
Dutch Lions will
Find us on Facebook
push
at
forward as La Paz prepares to De La Paz prepares to send this one deep.
House of Warrens is the official sports bar of the Cincinnati Dutch Lions.
And there it goes. Rosovic gets his head on the end of that one. Excuse me, that was Sergi. Now St. Louis at midfield. That's Letty. Now that ball played outside. Now a nice little 1-2 on the right. La Paz comes out for that one, and Zeus De La Paz pounces to avoid danger there. So a little bit of build up here for St. Louis in the last few minutes, but not registering a shot out of it. Not too much pressure on De La Paz here as he looks to play it deep. That ball will go deep and into the midfield and into possession of St. Louis. This is Garcia on the far side. Garcia looks to turn and does. He's got Rosovic working on him. That pass intercepted by Key. Here's Rosovic. Rosovic plays this one in and taken away nicely. Great central defense there that time by Clint Gardner. Now Nance gets on the end of this one, deep on the pitch, and clears it forward. This is Reeves on the right. Reeves to Gardner. And that pass cut out by Letty. Letty just sends this one forward and out for a throw. Now a substitution. Our first of the match. This is number 6. That's Arthur Rogers, who will come into the midfield. He subs in for the injured Peggy and Gotcha.
Number 6, Arthur Rogers.
Now Dutch Lions with possession. This is Rosevich in the midfield. He looks for a pass. Tries to get around 2 defenders and can't. But a nice job there by the substitute Rogers. Now ball played over the top. Falls to Sergi. Sergi with some space. He plays that out to Vesquenza. Vesquenza has space now. He'll look to cross it in and does. This ball over the top. No one on the end of it for Dutch Lions, but still some pressure from Cincinnati. This is Rosevich now. And his touch just goes to St. Louis. And eventually out for a St. Louis throw. Still no goals to report in this match. We've played 65.5 minutes. And Reeves will throw this in for St. Louis. Ball back with Millay. Millay sends this one forward. Nice header. Sergi trying to get on the end of it. And he does. Nice job. Turns and shoots right into the paws of Clark. Sergi did a really, really nice job there, closing his man off and getting that on his right foot. And just a quick turn and shoot. And I'll tell you what, if that was to either side of the keeper, that's a tough save to make. A great chance there for Dutch Lions. As we near 23 minutes to play. Now ball sent deep for Garcia on the left, but headed by Millay. Now Rogers tries to close that one off, and it goes out for a Dutch Lions throw. Got the Lions and the Dutch Lions. Jersey colors make it easy to keep it straight on the field, but as far as helping you keep it straight, doing my best to refer to Cincinnati as Dutch Lions and St. Louis as Lions, or just St. Louis. We'll have another substitution here. The first substitutions for St. Louis. This is number 3 coming on. Number 3 is Dylan Cassidy.
Number 3, Dylan Cassidy.
Cassidy, a defender. This ball thrown in. Sent to the midfield. Sergi gets his head on it, but it'll go out of play for a St. Louis throw. Now another throw, a little deeper down the pitch for St. Louis. So now here's the sub Cassidy. Nice job by Key getting possession back. And a foul going to be called, and referee reaches into his pocket. That'll be another yellow card. The second of the match for St. Louis. This time number 23, Christian Stite. And the end of the 68th minute. So 3 yellow cards for Dutch Lions, 2 for St. Louis Lions. As Millay looks to take this restart. Now Millay back to De La Paz. And back to Millay. Millay sends this one deep. There's Sergi. Sergi gets his head on it, but no one there, and it will roll back to Clark. Clark restarts play, getting it out to the left, and that will go off of Dutch Lions for a throw. And Stite will toss this one in. Cut out by Malay. Only to the midfield, though. Here's McCrudden. He gets it to Lamont. Almost taken away by Vasquenza. And that ball sent deep, and De La Paz will grab it. Sends this one out quickly to Rosovic. He'll get it to the outside to Nance, who can't get a touch to keep it in. Pass just out of reach, and out for a throw to St. Louis. Reeves will take. A little back heel flick by Kojikov, but two Dutch Lions. Here's the Hoog in the middle. He plays this out for Sergi. Sergi tries to play it in, and off of a St. Louis defender. Some appeals for handball, but nothing called by the referee. Likely just an accidental handball, and offside at the other end will result in a free kick for Cincinnati. Now ball played in and knocked out by the head of Clint Gardner. But Malay will keep this one at midfield for Dutch Lions. Now Key on the right. Nice turn by Malink. That pass going to go out for a St. Louis throw. 20 minutes to play now. Still 0-0. 4 shots on goal for Cincinnati Dutch Lions. 2 shots on goal for St. Louis. That ball cleared to the midfield. This is Magliarna. Now Reeves on the right. Lamont gets it to Migliarna. Back to Lamont. Now ball played deep. De La Paz going to come out for this one and get to it before Kojikov can close in. Kojikov has been very active up top. Nice little target man and doing some nice work in a holding role as well. Still no good chances for St. Louis here in the second half. Now here come Dutch Lions. That's Vasquenza. Little 1-2. Now Vasquenza back to the middle with Sergi. Now ball gets to Malink, but he's dispossessed. And ball will get to the St. Louis defense, and now played forward and cut out by Nance back to De La Paz. Now Malay out on the right. He gets it to Arthur Rogers. Back and forth between Rogers and Key. Now DeHoog. And Malink dispossessed, and St. Louis in the midfield. Here's Kojikov. Kojikov tries to play it in, but knocked by Letty. Now on the right side, here's Reeves. Reeves will cross it in. It'll be long, and a header out for, it looks like we'll actually have a foul on St. Louis as the referee is going to call the staff over. It looks like another apparent head injury that we will check on. Doesn't look like the referee will take any further action, though.
For more than 20 years, Global Business
We'll take this moment to remind you that CDL FC summer camps are open to all skills levels and ages 6 to 18. Campers will have an opportunity to interact with high-level college and former professional players while having fun and learning new skills. 2-day camp dates are June 6th and 7th, June 19th and 20th, and a 6-week camp through June and July. For more information, email info@cdlfc.com or find it on our website at cdlfc.com. Kirash Namjapana gets to his feet. And Malay and De La Paz give the coaching staff the thumbs up. Key looks like he is able to continue. We have a substitute waiting on the sideline, though. This will be Austin Smythe. Smythe, another University of Cincinnati product on this Cincinnati Dutch Lions team. Smythe will enter for Rosovic. Rosovic, a midfielder. Smythe listed as a forward. So we'll see where he ends up on the pitch. It looks like he is going to be the man up top, as perhaps Malink will shift to more of a midfield role. And now a yellow card issued to Garcia as he takes an exit. So another yellow card. That one took place in the 74th minute, and that was Garcia, and he will exit the match for number 11, Lamin Cisse. So that's 3 yellow cards for either team now. Now ball sent forward for Vasquenza. That's Reeves knocking it out for a Dutch Lions throw. Ball thrown in for Vasquenza. Now a foul called on St. Louis. So another threatening free kick here for Dutch Lions as the Hoog lines up over it once again. Vasquenza next to him. Five Dutch Lions in the box right now. Rogers just at the top. DeHoog crosses this one in toward the keeper. Punched away and out. Nice job by Clark getting his paws on that one. DeHoog with a nice ball in though. And he will go over to take this corner on the far side. And a reminder that corner kick's brought to you by Mercy Health.
Here comes a Mercy Health Sports Medicine corner kick.
Now 7 Dutch Lions forward. Malay on the front post. Ball comes in. On the back of the head and just out. That was Smythe, I believe, who got his head on that one and sent it out. And the referees will call another corner kick. But Smythe with another good chance for Dutch Lions and just knocked out on the the far post. Great defense. So DeHoog will go to the other side now and take this one. Same situation for Dutch Lions in the box. Ball sent in. That ball headed away and out for a throw. Headed by number 18 there, Jonah Garbin. And that's DeHoog. DeHoog plays it to Rogers. Now we'll go across to Key, who had to drop back to center back position as Malay went up on the front post for the corner. Malay now shifted to the right back position for the moment. Now ball played in for Smythe. Smythe turns, tries to get it to Vasquenza, but a heavy touch sends it out for a throw. Malay makes his way back to his center back position. Throw will be taken in by Reeves. Malay will take this one and send it back to Zeus as Dutch Lions look to play from the back. Now over to Letty. He's got a little bit of space on his left. He's closed off by Kojikov. He'll send this one up. Now here's Smythe on his left. Tries to cut that back in, but cut out nicely by Garbin. And he'll send that one deep. And Kojikov working to get on the end of it, but Letty puts his head on it and sends it forward. Now ball falls to the foot of Sam Sergi. Sergi works to throw it in, but cleared out nicely by number 6, Greg McRudin. Now Key sends it back to Malay. And back to De La Paz once more.
Tonight's official attendance is 270.
De La Paz taking his time, bringing this one out. Now he'll be challenged by Cassidy. He'll send this one deep. Off the head of Reeves to the midfield. DeHoog sends it to the right. This is with DeHoog. He'll have to play that back to Key. Key knocked down. No foul called by the referee as Cassidy plays on. St. Louis in the midfield. This is Macruden. And he'll send it long. Probably intended for number 23. Who I actually don't have in the match at the moment. Number 23 is Tommy Pfizer. Cincinnati will play out of the back. This is Letty. Letty tries to play it forward. And ball out off the foot of number 15, Gardner. Here's Nance to throw it in. Sergey gets it to DeHoog. Now cleared away. Ball sent in. This is Smythe. Smythe gets it to his right. Heavy touch, though. Sends it out for a goal kick. And an injured player on the pitch. I think that's number 19, Joe Lamont. Will be helped up by Key. Walking a bit gingerly.
Provide orthopedic and sports medicine care for several teams in the area, including the Cincinnati Bengals. Mercy Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine is here for you. For more information, go to mercymovesyou.com. That's mercymovesyou.com.
Now ball played to the midfield. Bounces around a bit, falls to Cisse. Malay will send that back to the midfield. And a foul going to be called this time in the midfield on Sergi. Quick look at the scoreboard shows still no goals for either team. Less than 10 minutes to play, not including stoppage time. 6 shots on goal for Cincinnati Dutch Lions, 2 shots on goal for St. Louis. Now a chance here for St. Louis. Ball crossed in, cut out by Rogers. Sent up to midfield, that's Smythe. He gets it outside nicely to Malink. Malink off to the races. Nice cut back inside. He'll play this to Rogers. Rogers outside to Nance. Nance plays this one in. Little back heel. Here's Smythe on the ball. He's on the left. He tries to cross this one out. Cut off. Sergi shoots into the feet of the defense, and that ball cleared away. Still some great build-up play late here by Dutch Lions, and now we'll have a substitution. This is number 9, Kennedy Nawabia, ready to check in for Dutch Lions. Still waiting on who he will replace. Not quite sure who came off. Looks like Vasquenza came off. So Kennedy Nawabia checking in for Matt Vasquenza. Nice body of work for Vasquenza today, creating a lot of chances on the left side. Now Nawabia tries to cross this one off, or in, excuse me, and knocks it off the St. Louis defense for a corner kick.
This corner kick brought to you by Mercy Health Sports Medicine.
Corner in that one spot that I mentioned. Can't see very well. I imagine it's DeHoog to take. And it is. Ball comes in. Knocked out. This is number 23 on the ball. Tommy Pfizer. He'll get it ahead for Cisse, who tries to head it forward, but cut out by Key and up to DeHoog. He's working on 2 defenders. Nice job getting that around. Here's Smythe, who takes a touch, and it will go off. Oh, a foul called. Referee will blow his whistle, and he will pull out a card. It's going to be another card here, this time in the 85th minute. And that's number 20, Mr. Reeves. Troy Reeves. The fourth yellow caution for St. Louis today. DeHogue lines up over the top of this one once again, looking to serve one into the box. Couple new faces in there. Nawabia, Smythe looking to get their head on that. Now ball comes in. This one played a little bit low. Smythe gets his head on it. Excuse me, that was Letty. Now ball knocked back into the box, still up in the air. Finally headed out to the left by number 10, Justin Stinson. The ball rolls out for a Dutch Lions throw, and another substitution that snuck in there during play. Number 7, Martin Sayer, checks in. Now ball on the right side. Key dispossessed by St. Louis. That pass cut out by Rogers, though. Rogers onto his left. Gets that to Sergi, who tries to turn. Sergi looks to shoot. Does. Now a shot from Nawabia on the follow, and it's good. Late in the match, Cincinnati Dutch Lions take the lead, and a nice acrobatic flip by Nawabia to celebrate that goal. Excellent build-up play by Dutch Lions. Nice turn by Smythe to get that ball off of Clark, and Nawabia, the excellent follow-up. And finally, Dutch Lions able to get on the board. It took 86 minutes, but the substitute, Nawabia, Kennedy Nawabia, puts the ball in the back of the net, and Dutch Lions in a great position now as time winding down here in this match. Can Dutch Lions hold on for 3 points? St. Louis presumably will put on some pressure. This is 7, Sayer, gets it out to Reeves on the right. He'll get it back to Sayer in the midfield. He'll play this one up over the top, and nothing doing for St. Louis as this back to De La Paz. And he will wait for number 8, Vadim Kojakov, before he picks that up. He tries to melt that clock just a little bit. Now he'll set it down, and Kojakov will close in once again. De La Paz sends this one deep. Off the head of number 21, Christian Stite. St. Louis still in possession. Ball played up into the foot of Letty, who sends that one deep once again. Smythe trying to get on the end of it. Sergi as well. Ball headed back to Clark by number 18, Jonah Garbin. It'll be taken quickly. This is Sayer. Now ball with Kojakov. He'll play it to Cisse, who was just behind the defense for another offside call on St. Louis. We haven't seen very many of those here in the second half. Quite a few at halftime. And that's offside calls, that is. Just not quite as much build-up from St. Louis as we saw in the first half. And now another substitution here, this time for Dutch Lions. This is number 5, Patrick Nuss. Now De La Paz sends this one deep. Falls to the foot of DeHogue. Now Smythe takes this one, puts it out to his left. Close down on that ball, up, and it falls into the goal. Ryan Malink in his first start of the season, and just a broken play there as Clark tries to clear it out, as well as number 15, Clint Gardner. And Malink just sticks his foot out, and sends it into the goal. And what a stroke of fortune for Dutch Lions as this game coming to an end. And Cincinnati able to get that second goal, and a huge, huge sigh of relief for the team, for the fans, as some extra breathing room now as we approach 90 minutes of play, and we'll have a couple substitutions for St. Louis. Number 14 subs in, that's Josh Baker. Also number 2, Chris Johnson. Baker listed here as a midfielder, Johnson a defender. This ball was Sayer on the right, knocked away nicely in the midfield by DeHogue. Now throw taken deep for Kojikov, and Letty looks to clear. And that ball knocked off Cisse and out for a throw. 15 seconds before we reach 90. We'll have to see what kind of stoppage we're looking at as number 3, Charlie Rolls, will check in. Rolls, a product of Tiffin University. Calls his home London, England. So Rolls comes across the pond to play his soccer. Now ball in the midfield. This is number 23, Tommy Pfizer. Now ball to the outside. It's Chris Johnson. Johnson crosses it in, gets to the foot of Cisse, and knocked away by Letty. Letty kicks that one out for a throw. Some appeals for a penalty there, but Letty did a nice job getting his foot in and knocking that ball away, and we are into stoppage time. Not sure how much stoppage time. Usually you see those nice light up boards on the sideline by the 4th official, but don't have that luxury today. This ball outside and knocked off the head of Rolls for a St. Louis throw. Looks like referee raises 4 fingers for 4 minutes of stoppage time as the first minute ticks off the clock.
4 minutes of stoppage
we'll have
time.
Another substitution for Cincinnati Dutch Lions getting ready to come on. And Kiarash Namjapana will head out of the match, replaced by number 19, Joseph Fury.
Coming in for Cincinnati Dutch Lions, number 19,
Fury listed
Joseph
as
Fury.
a defender. Ball comes into the box and headed away. Nawabia gets on the end of this one, and Smythe off to the races. He takes a heavy touch, though, and cut out by number 18. That's one of the center backs, Jonah Garbin. Now on the side with Reeves. That ball played in for Kojikov. Kojikov crosses into the middle. Now a chance here. This is a shot and into the back of the net. That's number 3, Dylan Cassidy. As we'll have some little extracurricular activity in the goal as St. Louis look to grab the ball and put it back in the center circle to restart here. But they draw one back. Now just down 1, 2-1. That goal coming in the 92nd minute by Cassidy. Cassidy did a nice job there getting his composure, getting the ball in his foot, and taking his time to slot that into the back of the net past De La Paz. So 2-1 here with about a minute and a half left of the initial stoppage. And now we'll have another yellow card. Actually, yeah, just one yellow card on number 8, Kojikov, for his activity in the net trying to get that ball back. Now ball sent forward. Wabia tries to get on the end of that one, but knocked away by Reeves, and I can assure you that the Dutch Lions will not be in any hurry to grab this ball and throw it back in. We've played 3 minutes of stoppage now. Can't see who's picked that ball up. Looks like maybe Smythe. Now we'll have a free kick. And a little cramping down there in the corner by Dutch Lions. We are halfway through the 4th minute of stoppage time. Nawabia down there. Not quite sure who's down. I believe it's DeHogue. But from my perspective, tough to see.
Dutch Lions FC summer camps, which are open to all skill levels, ages
Now DeHogue back to his feet.
will have the opportunity
Nice
to
job
interact
there
with
by
fellow
Nwabia tending to his teammate's cramp, and we will restart here from the back. This is the goal scorer, Cassidy, with the ball. Cassidy will send that one up to Cisse. And Fury will knock this off his head and out of bounds. And the referee blows the whistle. That will be it. We played 94 minutes. Actually, probably 99 minutes with the 5-minute stoppage at the end of the first half. And Dutch Lions will win this one 2-1 after goals late in the second half. Well done by both teams today, but Dutch Lions escaping this one. They'll have 3 points, and depending on what happens in the rest of the division, could move ahead of Derby City Rovers. So the Dutch Lions move to 2-2. Goal differential moves to +3. And we hope to see you on June 8th at home right here at Northern Kentucky University Soccer Complex as Michigan Bucks make the trip down to Cincinnati. Once again, Cincinnati Dutch Lions winning this one 2-1 after goals from Nwabia and Malink. Thank you so much for tuning in. We're going to call it a night. Until next time, take it easy.